Today I finally get to harvest my first thing of garlic. So I planted these way back before Halloween, like mid-October, and they look about ready. I was gonna take them a few days ago, but it was kind of like rainy and wet, so I wanted to wait till we had some sun and it dried it up a bit. But I picked the scapes off about 3 weeks ago, and they look ready to go. Almost this entire garden you're seeing here is my nephews Max and Carter planted it, and they did a good job because it more seeds germinated than I thought. It's a little bit crowded, but I really like it. So it's one of my favorite parts of the garden this year. There's a rose bush that's coming along and the yarrow. Here's my garlic. Those bottom leaves are brown. That's the main thing to look for. And they're dead. Some of the other ones are turning brown, so they look about ready to dig up. I actually fried the scapes up 3 weeks ago, put them in some butter and Parmesan. They were really good. I just kind of dug around the whole bulb and pulling them out. I don't clean them or I don't brush them off or anything. I just set them out right how they come out of the ground, and then when they're eventually cured, then I clean them all off and trim up all those roots and everything. But all 8 of them look all right. There was no damage, so I think they're gonna come up all right. I accidentally pulled 2 red onions up too that were a bit small, but I'm gonna cure those 2 at the same time. I cure mostly everything in my shed. It's you'd think it would be hot in there in the summer, but it's actually quite cool and it gets some airflow, so that's what I got. Those are those 2 red onions that were a bit small. I forgot that I had planted them there and kind of thought they were garlic for a second. I had some weeds in there too that you could see how long some of those roots are. This I grew from seed. That's called Melva Zebrina. I grew that one from seed. That's the hens and chicks are starting to flower. A few other succulents. It's Liatris. My echinacea's just about to flower too. It's very close. That's a cornflower there. It's also about to flower. At first I had the garlic just kind of laying in this basket so it gets airflow around it, and I had that for a day. But then I ended up just hanging them up on these clips. They get a little bit better air circulation, I think, that way. So hopefully they dry out good. One thing I realized lately is with my bird feeder, I didn't have my perches in the right places, and it was this blue jay specifically. I realized how hard it was for him to get one of these peanuts, so I've kind of made a lower perch for them so they can get to that easier. I'm always trying to kind of improve on it a little bit. These blue jays are definitely regulars at my feeders. I see them a couple times a week. I'll show you guys a couple interesting things I noticed in the garden. First, that Melva Zebrina that I grew from the exact same seeds looks so different than the one that's in the ground compared to the one in the pot. This yarrow on my back, like pavement area, was wild, and my hybrid one cross-pollinated it, made it turn pink. Ones that are supposed to be white that are just native in the area. And these geraniums are grown from the same seed. One is just a pure green leaf and is way bigger, and the other one had that red ring on it from the same seed pack. The last couple months I've been really debating on getting rabbits, and I kind of bought stuff for it, but I was still contemplating if I was going to get them or not. And took a little trip to Edmonton, and I saw these rabbits while I was walking, and I was just like, yep, you know what? I think I'm going to get them. This is my buck, Stu. He's definitely the biggest, fastest, and smartest out of the bunch. He definitely eats the most, too. But he likes to be held. He's super well behaved. All three of them are pretty good rabbits so far, so I don't really have any complaints. Stu probably likes being held the least out of all of them. This is Waffy the second. She loves being held. She also likes the treats the most. She really likes to be held. Super soft fur too. They're all getting spoiled. Like, they eat hay, but I always am pulling different, like, greens out of the garden, and lettuces and butter crunch and kale, and I got tons of different stuff that I feed them. Sometimes I bring them scrap carrots from work, even though you're not supposed to feed them tons of them. And this is Moo. Moo is definitely the most cuddly one that likes being held the most, and probably the one that I take out the most and bring inside. She's very, very calm, just like sitting on your lap when you watch TV or watch a movie. Very, very affectionate and likes attention. The summer's great because I can buy all my like fruit, vegetables, everything that I don't have from the Hutterites, and it's cheaper than the grocery store. They even showed me how they make the flour that I buy. It's kind of neat.
Okay, so anyways, as long as we control the speed of the wheat's coming out, the rotation of the top stone against the bottom one works mainly because there's actually little fins chiseled into the stones. They look like fish fins actually. So there's a whole bunch of little fins ground in, so it catches the whole grain, and then as it comes out, it gets
that flour is the best, but you have to freeze it or it'll go bad because it's like there's no preservatives in it at all, so you have to put it in the freezer. But I like going there. I like the eggs and seeing their animals. They got like goats and ducks and everything. It's a pretty neat farm. I didn't grow a ton of vegetables this year. I did grow a lot of like herbs and berries. And every morning I go out and just take a handful of whatever berries are ripe, like strawberries, raspberries, whatever is ripe that day. I get a handful every morning. And along with this garden that my nephews planted, they definitely have the green thumb because I did not expect this kind of germination rate on this garden. It's definitely packed in there. Max and Carter, you guys did a great job. They also, when they came to visit, they planted 2 succulents for me in these little pots. I'll show you guys. And You can see here, those are the original pots you guys planted them in, and that's how big they are now. They're like twice as big as the pots they were originally in. So they definitely need to be transplanted, but you guys got a green thumb and you're good at growing stuff. Besides that, I just every Thursday night we've been having like a little fire. 4 or 5 people come over. We play this kind of like dare game. Someone had to dress up like a cow the other week. It was pretty interesting. Years pass, and I'm not going to be dropping these videos every week anymore, but I am still going to do them periodically. So we'll see you in the future.
It's been a good year, tremendous year. I can't believe you guys sat and watched Kyle ramble on about his flowers for 50 weeks straight. That's incredible. The 600 had a good run. Me personally, I would have done 700, but 6 is okay. I could have sold all those flowers for some wall bricks. Very selfish act.